representation is basically the ideas about the team and the teamwork that is shared by the team members. How much of a common idea of what's going on, what the background is, how we're organized, where we're going, and so on, is actually shared by the team members. So that's the representation. And then you can say, you can think like this: if you're doing something fairly complex and you have this big understanding, you have talked so much about what you're doing, so you have sharing so this much of different ideas around this task, right? Compared to another team that maybe only have talked about this, so quite a bit smaller piece. Then you have, in the larger case, a much bigger advantage in actually doing something intelligent, because here, if you talked about this much, you will see much more connections, resources, issues, possibilities than this team will be able to catch, right? So you could say that it will be an advantage to have as large representation as possible. Since people have always slightly different thoughts and ideas around things, two persons can't really see exactly the same thing if they're observing something, because we have different experiences and even different genes. Makes us sort of, our brain are stimulated in a different way when they observe something, right? So there's always a difference, but this is a good thing. If you think about it, then it means that the more different the team members think about something, the larger representation you can create, theoretically, right? So differences is actually a good thing. The bad side of differences is that it makes it harder for us to understand each other. So two persons who have perhaps different view on a task, right? You could say, as an example, you could have an activity based view on a task. You're looking into what parts it consists of, how they fit together, how much time it takes to do them, and so on, right? Which is a fairly efficient way of looking at doing something collectively. But you could also have a human perspective on the same thing, where you look at what people are involved, how they feel about things, how you can stimulate them, how you can get them energized, and so on, which is quite a different way of looking at a team, right? But both these ways are relevant and have a function. So in theory, if you have two persons which have these different ideas of what's important in the task, you could sort of make them cover both these perspectives in your team. But because they are different, it also means that perhaps they don't understand each other. So when they talk and communicate in the team, it always sounds strange when the other person talks. You find them prioritizing in the wrong way, bringing up the wrong issues, blah, blah, blah. So it turns out that these two persons stop talking to each other, or they stop listening to each other. So difference can be something positive for a team, but it could also make it harder to cooperate. So in essence, what you want in a team is to increase the skill in cooperating with other people, because if people are more skilled in cooperation, they will be able to bring together more different perspectives on the same task, which in the long run will be an advantage. So that's sort of a summary of the representation capability of a team.